You already saw it with Ford when they announced the 3,000 job cuts recently in an effort to streamline their EV manufacturing process. If you look at these brands right here, and I'm scrolling all the way down, countless brands that are already running, and all these came up within the last 100 years. Now, can you imagine the thousands of families that are going to be affected just by the signatures on paper? Now today I have a video here that's entitled California asks residents to avoid charging electric cars amid intense heat wave. Basically, California is reported to have an EV power grid problem. So after the invention and evolution of the motor car over the last 100 years, the state of California, like most countries in the first world, wants combustion engines done with and replaced from 2035 and beyond. However, California is asking its residents to avoid charging their electric cars during peak hours to save energy as the late summer heat wave grips the Golden State. Let's watch this video from Fox.
Now, this new rule won't mean that you can't drive gas-powered cars or buy used ones, just that the sale of new trucks, cars, and SUVs that only run on gas will no longer be allowed in the state past 2035. Still, 1/5 of the vehicles will be allowed to be plug-in hybrids that run on both gas and electric. While electric vehicle sales are already increasing, the move is expected to speed up the transition to electric and away from gas-powered cars. California is a massive vehicle market, and the new regulations will likely spur automakers to speed the development of their electric and alternative energy lineups. Other states have also pledged to follow California's lead. The reason that the California Air Resources Board is making this move is that tailpipe emissions are a big contributor to air pollution and greenhouse gases that are causing climate change. Environmental groups are cheering the elimination of new gas-powered vehicle sales, but some of these groups say the state isn't being aggressive enough.
The rule is definitely a step in the right direction, but it's also a missed opportunity because it doesn't match the scale and the urgency of the climate crisis. Vehicles are the single largest contributor to greenhouse gases, and they're a big part of the reason California is facing severe wildfires, water shortages, and mega droughts. Vehicles are the low-hanging fruit to electrify and deliver the environmental protections the state needs.
And while some think these changes aren't coming fast enough, others believe the state is acting too quickly. There are concerns that California's power grid isn't ready for all these new electric vehicles and that there isn't enough charging infrastructure in rural areas. We spoke with the Conservative Coalition for Climate Solution.
Please note that U.S. President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act passed on August 7th. It was after this video was posted by the U.S. Senate, would give Americans a tax credit of up to $7,500 to defray the cost of buying an electric vehicle. So there are incentives there.
While the group supports electric vehicles and action to combat climate issues, they think the state is unfairly picking winners and losers in the free market.
If you're worried about pollution, tailpipe emissions or something like that, then set a standard and let the market determine what that standard ultimately might be, rather than outright ban a specific vehicle or technology.
The federal government will still have to give the okay to this plan, though the Biden administration is likely to do that. That'll pave the way to a day when you won't be able to walk into a car dealership in California and purchase a brand new gasoline-powered car.
Now the thing is, most electric car batteries last at least 100,000 miles before their ability to hold a charge seriously degrades, and this is according to Carfax, of course. So with Americans driving an average of 13,476 miles, well, this is what the data says, that translates to at least 7 years of reliable service. Now, if you look at this website, Rock Auto, arguably one of the most popular auto parts website there is for the United States, that is, and somewhat here in Canada, you will see over 200 manufacturers listed here on this website. Politicians talk, but personally I think a lot of them, they don't think. I would say some lack the logic and understanding, and they hand down promises without the proper empirical data and research of what the impact of their decisions will be. Now, can you imagine the countless job loss coming after 2035? And this is what I'm going to tell you. Factories will be using the terms restructuring and consolidation or cost cutting very frequently. You already saw it with Ford when they announced the 3,000 job cuts recently in an effort to streamline their EV manufacturing process. If you look at these brands right here, and I'm scrolling all the way down, countless brands that are already running, and all these came up within the last 100 years. Now, can you imagine the thousands of families that are going to be affected just by the signatures on paper? Let's start the conversation below. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Parts Manager Guide. Please smash that like button on your way out. It will only take you 1.5 seconds to do so. Until next time.